The e-skate world has seen affordable all-terrain electric skateboards before, or at least attempts at them. But in the effort to cut costs, some ended up as unpolished rides, and many lacked the power to be considered true all-terrain boards. But now, Meepo is back. Introducing the Meepo Rover, another shot at an affordable all-terrain electric skateboard, but this time with a shockingly low price, $699. $699 for an all-terrain build? That's insane. Nothing on the market even comes close. Can Meepo deliver a competent board for such a low price? Let's break down the board, spec by spec. Starting with the deck, the Meepo Rover uses a 37.6-inch deck on the shorter side for an all-terrain board, which tends to be around 38 to 40 inches in length. It's a double-drop deck made of 1-ply bamboo and 10-ply Canadian maple. It has a mild concave for foot placement feedback. But here's the catch, it's completely stiff. The full-length aluminum enclosures prevent any deck flex. Normally, that would mean a rough ride, but since the Rover uses 155mm pneumatic tires, most road vibrations are absorbed. If this were a hub board on 90mm wheels, it would be unrideable. These hexagon foam pads ain't gonna be enough to save your knees from all the metal vibration if this were a 90mm hub board. Housed in the aluminum enclosure is the JKESC and a 12S4P 432 watt-hour battery. We made this chart while researching the best affordable AT boards, and most boards around $899 and up come with similar to 550 watt-hour batteries. So at $699, this is a fair compromise. The Rover has a modest range of 20 miles or 30 kilometers per charge. Not a long-distance champ, but enough for most riders. The JKESC is fairly new, developed by the former chief engineer at Hobbywing. We first tried it on the 2024 Meepo Edge and Meepo Go. Like Hobbywing, it offers 4 speed modes and a smart power-on feature. Turn on the remote and the board powers up automatically. To our knowledge, this is the first time JKESC is used in an all-terrain board, and it performs well. Acceleration and braking are smooth but punchy. The first 2 modes are beginner-friendly, while S and S Plus modes deliver serious fun. The Rover comes with the J6S remote, not the color remote found on the V3 Max series, and it doesn't support advanced customization like the Lingy ESC plus M6C remote combos, unfortunately. The Rover runs on dual 1800-watt belt drive motors, paired with 155mm pneumatic tires. Now, wattage alone doesn't tell the full story. Look at $900 to $1,200 AT boards. Some have 1500-watt motors, others 2100 watts, or even 3500 watts. The Rover tops out at 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers per hour, average by today's standards. But torque is what really matters for all-terrain riding. Thankfully, the Rover is not too shabby at torque. The board uses a 15 to 55 gear ratio, a 3.67 reduction. Not the crazy 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 ratio seen in ultra torquey setups, but still pretty balanced. And thanks to its smaller 155mm wheels, it squeezes more torque out of the motors. The result? A board with strong low-end power. Acceleration is punchy, and getting up to top speed feels quick and exciting. It's actually kind of thrilling. No wonder Meepo stamped Hurricane on the bottom of the deck. That said, let's be real, it's not as strong as a full-blown high-end AT board. Meepo probably held off on giving it the full Hurricane name for that reason. Still, performance is easily on par with most $899 to $1,000 AT boards, and just a couple of steps behind the $1,200 plus tier. It'll climb hills, power through sandy paths, and cruise over short grass with no issue. Where it might struggle is doing all that at once. Uphill plus off-road, that's where it shows its limits. The Rover comes with traditional kingpin trucks, which is an interesting choice over the usual double kingpin setup for AT builds. Traditional kingpin trucks strike a balance between dual kingpins maneuverability and reverse kingpin truck stability. For high-speed boards or shorter decks like the Rover, it's a smart move. At 37.6 inches, the deck doesn't really need the ultra-tight turning of dual kingpin trucks. The traditional kingpin truck setup feels very similar in carving with added stability. And honestly, that's enough. The Rover isn't very high off the ground, runs on 155mm wheels, and caps at 28 miles per hour. Stability isn't a huge challenge here. Besides the stiff, flexless enclosure, there's not much to complain about. On paper, this board gives you everything we expect from an $899 AT board, but for just $699. Another thing worth highlighting, the Rover weighs just 26 pounds or 12 kilograms. That's 10 pounds or 4.5 kilograms lighter than something like the Hurricane Bamboo Pro. If you need to carry your board during a commute, that weight difference is going to matter. It's pretty obvious that the Meepo Rover succeeds where the City Rider failed, delivering the power people expect from an all-terrain board. Meepo labeled its previous budget AT boards as City Riders for a reason. They lacked the clearance and torque needed for actual off-road use. The Meepo Rover, on the other hand, doesn't have those limitations. Not only can it handle off-road paths, but it's also quite comfortable to ride. The 155mm pneumatic wheels absorb most of the vibration, making for a smooth experience. The Rover has noticeably more torque than its predecessors and is tuned for a punchier acceleration profile. It's a fun ride. The lower price didn't result in lower power, just a shorter range. Movement control is smooth, carving is enjoyable. I mean, what else is there to say? What more could you ask for? This review of the Meepo Rover basically wraps up our coverage of Meepo's 2025 lineup. And it looks like Meepo is going all in on a price war this year. All four of their boards undercut the competition significantly in price, yet still deliver solid specs and enjoyable ride experiences. At $699, the Meepo Rover is not only the most affordable all-terrain electric skateboard on the market right now, it's also the first truly capable one we've ever reviewed at this price point. Until the competition catches up, the Meepo Rover will be our new default recommendation for anyone looking for an entry-level all-terrain electric skateboard. As always, if you are looking to buy a Meepo, or actually any e-skate, be sure to use our affiliated discount code with the link below. It will help you get a small monetary discount and helps us out too. You'll also be tagged as an Electric Skateboard HQ customer and probably be treated better. Ride safe, guys.